Hello everyone, for my critical thinking project, I chose to do the video script. Hi everyone, my name is Rueda, and I wanted to quickly reflect on one of my favorite assignments from the critical thinking class. The assignment that stood out to me the most was the fallacy scavenger hunt. I liked how the assignment was. It asked us to find real examples of logical fallacies in articles, videos, or social media instead of just learning definitions from a textbook. We had to apply what we learned in real-world context, which helped the material stick. One fallacy I focused on was the competition fallacy. I found an article that explained how the fallacies happen when someone assumes that what is true of each brick must be true of the whole. For example, just because each brick in a building is light does not mean the whole building is light. This made me think about how easy it is to make those assumptions without realizing it. Then there was the division fallacies, which is the reverse. It is when someone assumes that what is true of the whole must also be true of an individual part. One example from the article I found was saying that the U.S. is rich, so every American must be rich. It's a false reasoning. But it is the kind of logic we always see, especially in stereotypes or political arguments. Another one I enjoyed learning about was the appeal to ignorance. This fallacy happens when someone says something must be true just because it has not been proven false, or the other way around. A classic example is believing in UFOs simple because no one has proven they do not exist. This kind of thinking shifts the burden of proof in the wrong direction, and I see it so often now. I have learned to recognize it. The equivalence fallacy was also interesting. It involves using the same word in different ways within the same argument. For example, someone might say they have the right to do something and then switch to claiming it morally right. Even though those are two different meanings of the word, I thought this was a very clever way for people to twist words. The general fallacies stood out to me. This fallacy happens when people accept or reject a claim based entirely on its origin and not the actual evidence. One example I read about when was rejecting an idea because it came from the dream or a movie. That made me reflect on how we often judge ideas based on their sources other than their context. What I appreciate about this assignment was how it trained me to think more critically, not just in class but everyday life. Now when I watch the news or scroll through social media, I am much more aware of following reasoning and how arguments are being made. Future students should take this course seriously, especially assignments like the fallacy scavenger hunt. It is not just about the grades, but also about skilled in buildings and becoming a better thinker, communicator, and decision maker. This was a great class, and I'm grateful for what I have learned. Thank you to our professor, classmates. All best to you all.